r/white_pr Twitter. Big_cycle_8630 says. What kind of country has representatives in its own government that attempt a political coup? Included photo. Big Jadix says. A country on the verge of collapsing into fascism. Parking_Sky9709 says. Who's going to do the expulsion? McCarthy? Chuck Schumer? Bozo the Clown? Topical Streamer says. This. We need people who will campaign on this very issue come election time. Hold these people accountable. Fermat9996 says. Then arrested, indicted, tried, convicted, and sentenced to prison. I'm a snowflake who needs closure. World Sahilscape 19 says. Yoop. Degenerates Incorporated says. The same country that cares more about guns than its children. Completist says. The same country that has representatives siding with those that leak our national intelligence secrets versus the country they represent. r/white_pr Twitter. Crunchem says. This is the way. Included photo. Certain 33 says. All the centrist in America cried as reaching across, and more political lingo really means, let's make policy only for the rich elites. Asromatifozo says. They would simply corrupt us. Evil does that. Frequent Baseball 952 says. And you can't negotiate with GOP terrorists. OK_entertainment 328 says. What happens if the firefighter was the arsonist? Many drama shows. No_entertainment 6792 says. I guess the middle ground between an arsonist and a firefighter is someone who is really into candles. Still, being into candles is more firefighter leaning, so. r/white_pr Twitter. Reasonable_@8991 says. Oldie but relevant today. Included photo. Whiskey_Jones says. We also had Jim Crow and McCarthyism when we had God in the public square. Was that him, too? Styx Statius says. Ted Cruz is a liar. Sage_of_the_diviner says. To be fair, he never specified which god. For all we know, our failure to build temples to Ayers is the cause of the shootings. Rob12 says. Seems like Christianity causes school shootings. Redstone 314 says. Ted Cruz brought to you by the NRA. Specialist_lock8590 says. School shootings in Texas would drop if we removed Ted Cruz from the public square. Emberash says. They just say shit because they have to. Breath of Fresh Water says. Has Japan never actually had a school shooting? Edit, I couldn't find anything other than knife massacre. Hackett Mouse Miname says. Remember back when it was just one shooting a year? r/white_pr Twitter. Groundbreaking Tap 626 says. Next time. Included photo. Kader_not_a_dude says. Calling God they sometimes upsets them even more. Artemis Andromeda says. Which is stupid, because according to their religion, neither God nor angels experience gender. Kader_not_a_dude says. Yup. But yeah, no, you only have to follow the parts if the Bible you actually support. Union_of_onion says. I watched this documentary about two fallen angels who had to travel to the East Coast to try to pull a fast one over on God, but then they learn that God is a woman and God finally destroyed the angel and impregnated yet another woman. Michael Patterson says, I saw that. God's a skee-ball fan. Who knew? Huggy28 says, I'm an atheist, but after seeing that documentary I feel like Jesus and I could be buddies. Bowdisher_dark says, or any comment section, instead of saying bro, say sister, instead of saying hey man say hey woman, instead of dude say lady. Seriously, commenters always seem to think everyone commenting is a male, based on literally nothing. r/white_pr Twitter. Rusty Orion says, why aren't people having kids anymore? Included photo. Telecaster Pignose says, I can't even afford to have pet cat, why should I have a kid? Abortis just says, so he/she/it can work in a factory in America making MAGA hats, like they do in China. Doctor Who says, we left out the bit about how much it costs to have one in a hospital, assuming you live in a city, since rural hospitals are shutting down. Evil Bad Scurry says, it's no longer safe to even be pregnant in some states, if there's complications or fetal demise, too bad. Just_Tanner says, it's time to acknowledge that 40 years of Reaganism have screwed this country over for generations to come. GoostPus127 says, don't forget climate change and declining living conditions and political instability and everything getting too expensive to afford, and the inevitability that the US government will cut social programs that benefit people, so they'll never have health care or be able to retire, etc. Gee, I wonder why young people are so depressed and anxious. r/white_pr Twitter. Seen Golden 06 says, Welp, I suppose. Included photo. Smiling_Mr_J says, but then they have to stand there with their jacket on at the door exchanging pleasantries for another 10 minutes. Seen Golden 06 says, oh, yes. The Midwestern goodbye. I am not George_ says, that's the German so. You say it, everybody understands, no questions asked, funeral over. Designer 4078 says, Midwesterner here, can confirm. Generic Accuser says, I used to say it's about time for me to get to bed if I wanted someone out, but I had one friend answer with alright, I'll just stay here and watch TV, and I was too confused to say anything. Now I just tell people I'm kicking them out. Internet_humor says, alright guys, love you all, get the frick out Los Angeles. Hot Stacks of Wax says, I think this is just general white person thing, same thing in the NW where I'm from. The person leaving might also add a, we'll get out of your hair also. r/white_pr Twitter. Just Call Me Brakenpul says, we would love not to see guns in public areas. Included photo. Appy says, I don't want it in my face every day equals I don't want LGBTQ+ to simply exist. They always say it's shoved down their throats. Their version of having it shoved down their throats is seeing a gay couple in a commercial or a pride flag outside of someone's house. The horror. Yorusan says, exactly, and the same people that call others snowflakes are so emotionally sensitive that the mere existence of people that don't fit into the narrowly defined worldview they were told to believe straight up breaks their brains. They feel attacked because they can't comprehend LGBTQ+ existing when they've been indoctrinated to believe they can't exist. Bugsbuster says, it's so amusing whenever someone says they don't want that gay shit shoved down my throat constantly because it sounds like they are talking about an uncontrollable urge to suck dicks. I think Ibrocathus says, it's worse than the commenters above are implying. It's not that they want LGBTQ plus erasure in the public sphere. It's that they want to be able to be openly bigoted in public without consequences. Flaturated says, speaking of open carry, Pat Tillman was killed by friendly fire. That's all for this video. Was it good? I know not, for I'm a robot. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. This video is the product of an automated process.